Hello again, my name is Ben, here today with another set review, and here with me today I have the LEGO set number 5882-1, LEGO Dino Ambush Attack. The set was released in 2011 and retailed for $11.99 USD with 80 pieces and one minifigure, the Dino Hero. So here it is. I just went through my collection and just found some of the old Dino sets and figured I want to make reviews of them. Wonder if people will be interested. So that's what we're doing here today. And starting off with the figure, singular figure at least in this case, we have. He doesn't seem to have an actual name, and according to Bricklink, he just only has the Dino Hero with tranquilizer belt. Pretty basic figure here. Not really much to say. He's got dark tan legs with a dark brown waist for like a belt. And then for his torso, it's in dark red, which looks pretty nice. And on it is the aforementioned tranquilizer belt, which you can see. The little Dino logo. He's got no sleeves, so you can see his arms. And then a smirk face with a little bit of a bruise on it. Brown helmet with no goggles. And he does have a double-sided face for a frightened expression for when he encounters the dinos. So, a really basic figure. Maybe I would have preferred a bit more going on, at least in the torso. Leg printing wasn't as common back then, but yeah, still got the older design for the tranquilizer guns, which are a bit different from today's. In this nice gunmetal gray with a larger stock and a larger barrel. Looks pretty nice. I actually quite like it a lot. But that does it for our Dino Hero. Next up would be, this thing has various different names depending on where you're looking at. For the Jurassic World wave, this thing was referred to as a Gallimimus, which it most certainly is not. And according to Bricklink, it is also called a Colophysis. This one's been released a few different times, and this variety in particular is in dark tan with some dark green stripes. So it's all just one big molded piece. There isn't much articulation in it. To get the focus, you can see there's not really much articulation. It's just completely solid piece, and the sort of softer plastic, almost akin to rubber. But it looks pretty nice. See the printing on the arm, on the eyes, for his little yellow eyes, angry expression, I'd say. And it's just a small dino, to collect. It can be like a velociraptor for like kids make believe or whatever. But not really much to say about it. It looks alright. Nothing too extraordinary. But that does it for the figures. Now for the builds. The side build, and we'll have to mention a few things. It's meant to be I guess this is meant to be where the dinosaur would hide and presumably ambush the vehicle. Not really much to say about it. It's a pretty basic design. A few things to mention. You can see it's built on a 4x4 tan base plate. Some studs there representing probably some stones. A little bit of one of the older leaf designs here. And to mention, on top of this is supposed to be a orange tooth piece, but I can't seem to find it, so I apologize. And you can see some of these palm leaf pieces on the sides here. There's some foliage. Not really much to go over about this build. I mean, it's nice, just added parts to like add into your environment, but there was really nothing to write home about with it. And then for the main build of the set, the sort of small buggy ATV car thingy, you can see it has the sort of main dino color scheme of dark red and yellow, which you can see here, even on the sticker. Here you can see some dark red stripes around it. The main front of the car with some spikes at the front, and some silver tooth pieces. On the sides here you can see the clips with some bars, more clips attached with some grill slopes with some inverted translucent orange on the sides. Not quite sure what they're for. I imagine some way to climb into the vehicle, but that's just my guess. Not much to say for the seat. All there is just a blue steering wheel. Pretty basic. Underside, not much to write home about. See the tires, some yellow. The back here, the clip where you can hold the hero's gun, like so. I like it when vehicles have little storage in them. And on the sides here, there is some slopes here, and just a pressure gauge, a grill when trans orange, and on these parts here are some flick fire missiles, which you can flick out and they fire. So not much to say about that. Pretty basic build, and then if you want, you can just sit the guy down into the car, and there you go. pretty basic set, not really much to write home about. It's decent. My concluding thoughts would be, for $12 at the time, I'd say you're getting a pretty good price. Dino sets, large sets with dinosaurs in them, technically are a bit notorious for being a bit inflated in their pieces or in their price for dinosaurs included. And I'd say this one is actually a pretty reasonable price for one. You're getting a pretty decent assortment of builds, a decent minifigure, and a pretty cool dinosaur, I'd say. If I were to get it at the time, I'd probably recommend it. And aftermarket prices, well, nothing's really usually worth it sealed, personally. But I think if you can, as always, you can find it for a decent price that you're comfortable with paying, I recommend you pay for it. And I can say, personally, I'm glad I have it in my collection. But I must admit, there's other sets with this dinosaur type, this minifigure, and build similar to this in the Dino line, that we wouldn't necessarily need to feel the need to have this set. But, you know, the option's always out there, especially for like more of an impulse buy for at the time, but not really nowadays. But of course, that's all I have to say. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you stay tuned the next time for us to upload. And until the next time, thank you for watching, and goodbye.